Okay, so Deku's death is one of the most unlikeliest things to happen in My Hero Academia series, but it's still possible. Okay, so me being an anime YouTuber who loves reading and watching My Hero Academia, throughout this week I've literally been drowned out by Bakugo, and hold up, some more Bakugo. But that is understandable as well. We did see Bakugo just get stabbed, but throughout this chapter, I was thinking about Deku, leading me up to this video where I will be theorizing Deku's death in the near future. Now, will he stay dead? That is up to the writers, but here's my take on it. Okay, so my first theory is that he dies at the end of the war arc due to exhaustion or overuse of his One For All quirk. Now, I think that by the end of the war arc, Deku will unlock at least one more of his hidden quirks, if not all, because I want to see all of them. But back on topic, we see in the latest chapter a flashback of Deku in the hospital after the fight with Muscular, where he practically gave it his all and messed up his arms really badly. Anyway, the doctor says in the flashback that Deku can't last 2 or 3 more times going all out and injuring himself like this again before his body would finally give out and he would die. And we haven't seen the aspect or the element of Deku hurting his arm for a while now, ever since he got the hang of full cowling, where he spreads the power of One For All evenly throughout the body. But we see in the last 2 chapters of the manga series where this is just not happening. We see Deku hit Shigaraki with a massive, awesome flyby hit in the end of chapter 284, and that is enough for him to realize he can't keep going like this. And then he is forced to release 4 back-to-back smashes on Shigaraki, which he blocks. Anyway, the point is that he isn't releasing these smashes with equal power or utilizing full cowling, but he focuses everything into his right or left arm, leaving them severely bloody and bruised. And now that Shigaraki has practically powered up or been possessed, well, that means Deku has to up his game. I theorize that it will come to the point where Deku is going to have to go full power, and I'm not talking about the 100% or 1,000,000%, whatever we saw with Overhaul and Eri, where Eri was using her Revive Quirk to keep him from injuring himself, and he was going like full power and Overhaul. But that is also possible we might see that 100% form again. I'm talking about pushing himself to the max, and maybe he defeats Shigaraki, maybe he doesn't, but I can safely say that Deku won't come out alive after using the power he has to use to end All For One once and for all. Okay, so my second theory is that Deku dies due to his cursed power, which is known as One For All. Now, this cursed power concept is a concept that was recently brought to light by Bakugo in the recent chapters of My Hero Academia manga series, and he pointed something that not a lot of people think about, and that is how most, if not all, the users of One For All die a young, horrible death, besides at least the ones we've seen. Now, I'm unsure if this death is at the hands of Shigaraki or All For One or some other stronger future villain, but it's important to know that there is, of course, 2 aspects of the curse of One For All, and we've technically already seen one, and we are currently looking at one in the manga right now, and that is All For One, its evil counterpart. As long as One For All exists, the users of All For One will hunt the quirk, steal it, or try to steal it at least, and kill the user. And this has been happening for generations to generations. The other aspect of this supposed cursed power is its sense of justice. One of the statements of the description of this quirk says the user draws power from the cries of those in need of help. And we all know that the users of One For All have a sense of justice or want to be one of the greatest heroes, including Deku, or at least the ones we've seen wanted to be a good hero. Either way, I think that there is a level of Deku that is compelled to either fight Shigaraki, his counterpart, or save people that is in need. I think that's why Deku wants to be a hero so much. I think that eventually it will get to a point that Deku will be compelled to help those in need in a very dangerous situation, and may even come to the point where he sacrifices himself in order to save those said people. Similar to what we saw with All Might and how he went to go save those people in the beginning of the series and ended up getting seriously injured by a villain and completely derailing his future hero career. Now, something that might be so compelling to the fact that Deku will drop everything and act on is the threat of Gigantomachia. If you guys remember at the end of the chapter 283, Gigantomachia was on a rampage and was going to destroy every city in Japan in its warpath. Now, there was some talk about Deku's mom being in the way, and she like lives in one of the cities he's about to destroy. Either way, if you think about this cursed power or supposed cursed power aspect of this quirk, this isn't really a quirk you guys would want to have permanently, especially in this type of hero or villain world where there's like heroes or villains and there's just like people and help at every second. Now, for my last and most obvious, but also the most not wanted theory, is that Deku loses to Shigaraki. Now, before y'all start talking about scaling or Deku going full power, look at it like this. Currently, Shigaraki is kind of possessed by All For One, and his power just took a huge leap in the positive direction of Shigaraki winning. And he has already taken down Eraserhead, one of the only people that can really just take him down, just one-shot him. Gran Torino, Bakugo just recently, Endeavor just recently also, and Dragon Lady, leaving Deku, who is severely injured, Todoroki, Manuel, and Rocklock. Two who is, no matter how you look at it, useless against Shigaraki, which is Manuel and Rocklock. Now, if Shigaraki was almost able to kill Deku, but Bakugo got in the way, what stops him from trying again? He can like retract his knife thingy from Bakugo and just send it straight at Deku again, with only Todoroki being able to save him. Anyway, I mean, if Deku could have dodged it, he would have, causing Bakugo not to save him, but he didn't. And Bakugo's life is currently in Shigaraki or All For One's hands. Now, something Deku at full power just couldn't compete with is All For One possessed Shigaraki with the quirk Explosion. Unless Todoroki can get there fast enough, which he probably can't, but if he did, Shigaraki could probably blast him away with Explosion and Air Cannon. Anyway, the point is that Deku is practically done for, unless he unlocks a new quirk due to emotional stress due to seeing Bakugo, which is kind of like his childhood buddy or whatever, getting stabbed in numerous locations. Now, if Shigaraki does steal this quirk, it is at the point where I have to stop theorizing because anything can happen. I mean, Deku can unlock a new quirk. It can be, I don't even know. People say the K. I don't know. There's a lot of quirks that Deku could possibly unlock. Something that could probably help him against Shigaraki. It will come to the point where Shigaraki would have Explosion, Deku have some other quirk. It's just will come to a point where I have to read the next chapter to see what's going on. Anyway, those were my theories on Deku's death in the My Hero Academia series. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Also, let me know anything you guys would change or do differently. Also, make sure you guys tell me any other anime or manga I should check out or read and possibly theorize or review for you guys. Make sure you guys check out my Twitter at BasicallyAnime. Anyway, if you guys want more of My Hero Academia, manga, and anime related content, feel free to stick around and subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notification so you get notified every time I post.